Hey everyone, I just thought I'd make this quick video. If you have a belt squeal on your Toyota Vitz or Toyota Yaris, what you most likely have to check is your belt here. 90% of the time it's your V-belt. There are odd other cases where squeals can relate to bushes and mounts and stuff, but most of the time it's this belt. So inspect the belt to make sure it's not ripped or it's not excessively worn. If all appears to be okay, then you just need to retension it because they do stretch over time. So that's the tensioner that you need to adjust. But before adjusting that, you need to go underneath and actually open the alternator so that it's free to actually pivot. Otherwise, the bolt at the bottom is actually what holds the tension. So that's what locks the alternator and the whole V-bolt. So jack the car up safely. And then you want to hit on. The tools you'll need. I've just got some ratcheting spanners. You don't have to have this, but it makes life a lot easier. Got a 12 mm and a 14 mm here. So you need a 12 or 14 power bar. It's not necessary, but it does come in use. And short extension of a 14. Just depends on how tight your bolt is. Most of the time you'll just get away with just a 12 and a 14 wrench. That's usually more than adequate. And also keep a spare 15 mm wrench, so you can use the 2 wrench method for getting extra leverage to open the bolt at the bottom. Check out my other video if you're not sure what the 2 wrench method is. You're underneath the vehicle. So this is a right hand drive car, so we are on the driver's side. Same would apply to a left hand drive car as well. So that bolt there, that's the one you need to open. Come in, and it's just there. That bolt there, that's a 14 mm. So you want to undo that. To open the bottom alternator bolt, I find using the 2 spanner method is by far the easiest. This is looking at the alternator from underneath the vehicle. So using the 2 spanner, using a 14 and the 15. That's the easiest way to open that alternator, especially if you don't have many different ratchet sets. So I thought I'd just try the easiest method so that everyone or anyone can attempt this job. So this is the way I recommend doing it. So now this is loose, we'll go up to the top. Looking at the front of the vehicle, using a power bar and your short 1/2 inch extension, it just goes in there. And it goes in there, and you just undo it. Then you can go ahead and use your ratchet. Using your ratchet, then just come in here and undo the tensioner. That's about as far as you need to go. And then check the belt. Try and show you this. So here, so with barely any pressure, you can see that I can move that belt, so that indicates it's too loose. So you want a bit of tension on there. Even when moving it side to side like so, you can feel it's loose. So you want this to flex only with a bit of force. At the moment I'm using no force and it's flexing, so we'll go ahead and tension it over there. I'm using a ratcheting type of spanner. You can use a standard socket set, ratchet, spanner, wrench, whatever works for you, whatever you have. These wrenches are quite useful to have. I'll leave a link in the description so you can see what I'm talking about. And also the 2 spanner method that I use to open the alternator, I'll leave another link in the description showing how exactly that's done. You can check out the other video. So when you've gone that far, you can go ahead and check the tension now. Now I have to apply a lot more force, and when I go side to side, you can see I can only go so much. As a general rule of thumb, you normally always check the serpentine belt at its longest distance. So I'll put a picture up now showing what I mean. You always want to check it at the longest distance, but it's a bit hard to access here. So, and I've got experience with belt tensioning and automotive applications, so I do know exactly what I'm looking for. But if not, I'll put the picture up again. You just want to check the tension on this part of the belt. So it just needs a bit more tension. If you're unsure on how much to tension it, so go twice. So go 2 full 360-degree rotations of the tensioner, and then just lock it in and try it out. It's safer to have a belt under tension than over tensioned. If you over tension a belt, you can snap it, and that's the last thing you need, especially since the water pump is just here and is driven off the same belt. Now we'll check it again. Now I have to add quite a bit more force here. So we check that there. Check this part here, all visible parts of the belt. Check this part here. That seems good now, so I'll go ahead and lock it in. If you find you've tensioned it too much, don't be afraid to go back and open the tensioner. It's perfectly fine, nothing will happen. So just open the tensioner, reverse it, so go that way and release the tension. It's perfectly fine to do that. So when you've got the right tension, now you can go ahead and lock it in. So that's locked in. And now we'll go at the bottom and tighten up the alternator main bolt. Something I didn't mention earlier, you might find that your bolt is just spinning. You have to keep spinning until this is like a locking washer. Once it hits the other end, I'll show you now, hopefully it actually locks in, so it's equivalent of having another spanner there and locking it in. It's what Toyota do on most of their vehicles. Makes life a lot easier because that holds the nut in place while you tighten it. So that's as tight as I can go with this ratcheting spanner. Now I'll use a proper spanner and tighten that up. And you can go ahead and test it once this is completed. Once you have tightened the alternator at the bottom there, the big bolt, just come back up here and just check your tension, because it can add to the tension at times. Always check, double check. So this all feels fine. Go ahead and start it now and listen to the belt now. So I don't know if you heard that, there's no more squeal. So that's all it took, just a retension of the belt. I hope this was of some help to you. If it was, please like and subscribe, as it'll help many others fix their problems. Thanks for watching, everyone. See ya.